Hello and welcome to IsaanFlicks. Today I am out on my motor scooter in Ubon Ratchathani Province, here in Thailand, in the region known as Isaan. And while you take in the scenery and listen to the music, I shall endeavour to give you some historical facts about Ubon Ratchathani. I must say, what follows is based on what I have read. So if any of the facts are found to be incorrect, I apologise. But I do believe they are near enough for this video. So please take the time to sit back, relax, watch and listen, and hope you enjoy the video. And if you do, please give it a thumbs up. Ubon Ratchathani, or simply Ubon, is a province located at the boundary area in the northeast of Thailand, or Siam as it was called in the past, the former name of the Kingdom of Thailand. The province is close to the Mekong River and two neighbouring countries, that of Laos and Cambodia. The city has been set in the centre of the northern Mung river bank since the late 18th century, when Laotian people who moved from Vietnam and finally settled in this area where Ubon City is located today. The official establishment of Ubon Ratchathani took place in around 1792 in the reign of King Rama I. The city in the beginning was heavily influenced by the culture of the Laotian people who settled in the city. However, the current Ubon city's features have changed due to many diverse factors from inside and outside its boundary, often from the national and international causes, such as the colonisation from Western countries of the Southeast Asia affected Siam's evolution during the reign of King Chulalongkorn, Rama V. The competitive drive over sovereignty on the boundary areas of Siam, British on the west side and France on the east side, forced Siam to the Franco-Siamese crisis in 1893. In the same period, King Chulalongkorn resolved to improve the country, not only in Bangkok, but also in many cities located far from the capital city, including Ubon Ratchathani. At first, King Rama V sent some noblemen from Bangkok to control Ubon, but they were unable to make executive decisions on every situation. He therefore sent two of his younger brothers to reform the administration and develop the area of Ubon. It is said they were given full authority to govern in the name of the king. Those changes affected the Ubon development, infrastructure and society, and to some degree still define Ubon today. The Ubon Ratchathani landscape transformation happened in the period of French colonisation of the Indochina area. The demand for resources at the time brought about both negotiation and war between France and Siam, including the Pak Nam War in 1893. France had sent two of its ships up the Chao Phraya River and turned their guns towards Bangkok. That situation forced Siam to accept French sovereignty on the land where Laos is today. Even though the goal of the Franco-Siamese treaties was about control of the land on the left bank of the Mekong River, they also affected the opposite side, which was the boundary of the Kingdom of Siam. Therefore, subsequent changes to the Ubon Ratchathani landscape are related to these Franco-Siamese treaties, and historical evidence does support this. The main purpose of the Franco-Siamese treaties was to control the left bank, as I said. This was a crisis and it lasted for a long time and had a negative effect on Siam's loss of sovereignty over some areas. There was a survey made by a French surveyor who was in Ubon from the 2nd to the 24th of December 1883, who described Ubon as a small city. The city had been built on the northern bank of the Mun River, which rose in a gentle slope to form a rather high knoll, clear of the highest rises of the water. The fortunate location has rapidly transformed Ubon into a significant regional centre. The city was set out in a rectangular shape and surrounded by an unimposing moat on the 3 sides of its enclosed facing land, measuring about 2,500 metres lengthwise by about 500 or 600 metres in width. There were 3 longitudinal streets parallel to the Mun River. A number of smaller streets then divided the city into small quarters, which were subdivided by walls or by clusters of houses. Records show there were approximately 1,000 houses in Ubon and 18 temples, several of which had brick-built walls coated with lime and roofs covered with planks, which was a luxury in a country where thatch, wood and bamboo generally used for house construction at the time. The French surveyor also recorded that the population in Ubon was almost entirely Laotian, but included several Chinese, some Siamese and a few Khmers and Burmese. In addition, French missionaries' letters are cited in the book History of the Christianity Propagation in Siam and Laos, which shows that the propagation of Christianity in Ubon City started in 1881, at the same time as some conflicts were arising between Siam and France. Records also show 2 French missionary leaders travelled from Bangkok to Ubon with the goal of spreading Christianity, arriving in Ubon on the 24th of April 1881. Their mission must have been successful, as Christianity thrives in Ubon City even today. Christianity was the new belief in this area, and its introduction in Ubon was the first step for Christianity in the northeastern region of Siam, before expanding to the other provinces along the boundary area on the right bank of the Mekong River. It is said that these missionaries stayed at a government building initially, and then moved outside the city wall to set up a Christian area on the land that had been abandoned for more than 10 years because local people believed that it was inhabited by devils. The missionaries, on the other hand, thought that the area simply was not in sanitary condition, which had affected people's health and livelihood. The area was a forest, close to the natural moats and lower than the city settlement inside the city wall, therefore often flooded when the level of the Mun River was higher in the rainy season. Even though it was not the ideal setting, the Christian community still established itself in that area. Prior to the arrival of Christianity, religion in Ubon was primarily comprised of Buddhism and spiritual beliefs. The presence of 18 temples amongst just 1,000 houses in the city is a good evidence that Buddhism was deep-rooted in this area. In addition, throughout the year, the locals observed 12 Isaan traditional festivals. These monthly celebrations clearly show that people believed in and respected spirits. These beliefs and its coexistence with Buddhism continues among the local people to this day. However, there were a number of Franco-Siamese treaties. As I said, the first was signed on the 3rd of October 1893 when King Chulalongkorn accepted the treaty because of the effects of the Pak Nam War. The first agreement was so unfair for Siam that its government asked for a revision. Consequently, there was another treaty in 1904. Even though Ubon Ratchathani was not a focus area of the Franco-Siamese treaties, they were the indirect effects on the urban landscape in many ways that may make for another video in the future. I think that is enough history for today, and I do hope you have enjoyed my little talk while riding along with me. And if you did, please hit the thumbs up button, share the video, leave me a comment, but better still, subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. That's it for this video. Please take care, and it is a very goodbye from me. Bye bye.